Speaking of live houses, though, Jay knocks on the door. Someone opens the door. Jay, hey.
Hi, Jay.
Still by the fountain, huh? Is where you are, right? I'm just checking.
Yeah.
Why are you here?
We were consulting our Selkie friend.
By the way, welcome back.
Oh,
Jay.
Right.
You know it's him, I assume.
Yeah. I'm sure.
Would Silas be able to tell if that's Jay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Jay's the only one that's immune.
Jay could prove, but Jay could prove in a way that Noelle would be able to tell, but Silas could tell that it is Jay, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just because from memory, it's like Jay is probably one of the worst people to try and impersonate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Jay is the hardest person to impersonate because, you can't take out headphones and suddenly be bleeding from random orifices. That doesn't... It's not an auto thing.
Not on cue, at least.
Not on cue. Not immediately.
Not without practice.
Not without some serious practice that is dangerous for your health.
Yeah.
Needles in your headphones, just...
You need plugs.
If you don't want to that effort, you just get to win. It's just like,
you deserve.
You get this.
Deserve to win if that's what you're going to do.
Take it. Whatever it is, just take it.
Jay looks at Noelle. Feeling better?
A bit. Yes. Thank you. And it's kind of like a terse, like, everything still sucks, but my head doesn't hurt anymore, so that's good.
She's coming back.
I know.
Did you want to meet her? Partway.
She considers it for a moment, looks at Silas, and looks back at Jane. I think so. Yes.
Okay. Looks at Silas. Do you want to stay here or come along?
No, Noelle doesn't look like she has like an answer for that. She's like, there are a lot of factors there.
You stay here.
Not as good at the pronoun game.
Oh.
She being specifically
Ari.
Ah.
You stay here.
Okay.
Okay.
If that's what you think is.
And they just turn around
and leave.
They just start walking.
Noelle will
music.
Tiptoe, kiss Silas on the cheek and say, email your friends. Thank you. And tell Allie if she comes back before I get back that I'll be home soon. And Margot that her mother is coming home.
I will.
Okay. And she's going to turn around and leave.
Mm-hmm. Jay doesn't...
Just dips.
Jay doesn't seemingly slow down, but it's not as though you catch up. Like the pace that you're going at doesn't make sense, and then you're standing next to each other to walk.
Yeah,
and
that tracks.
Jay's just bopping along.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's almost like some Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe shit. Like you walk into the trees. and you come out in the Fey realm.
Home sweet home, I guess.
Safer.
Shorter.
Fashion flying. Unless you fly fast.
I don't think I ever want to fly that fast.
For the best. And then they say, I have to keep an eye on the two of you, but I don't have to hear what you're saying.
You have to keep an eye on us. Why?
Just in case one of you is a cuckoo, or a cuckoo comes and intervenes.
Fair enough.
You smell like Noelle. You sound like Noelle. You're acting like Noelle.
I trust you.
I trust you too. Stay Noelle.
Stay Jay.
Ari. And that is Ari. She is there.
Welcome back.
Thanks.
She's sort of gonna like fold her arms and sort of like meander over towards I guess they're meeting in the middle of sort of a clearing. She's, visibly just instinctually just sort of like checking Ari over, like, did you get your ass kicked or anything like that while you're gone? Like just checking for injuries.
Ari vaguely did the same thing. She is doing the same thing. She's checking.
And when she notices Noelle doing it, I mean, when Noelle notices Ari also doing it, she does it but harder. Like she's like, I'm gonna do it so you know that I am making fun of the fact that you're doing it. I've been in my house. Like,
You've been in your house. No sleep. No sleep. You had a vision.
Way to go, Sherlock Holmes. Did you find anything useful out in France? How's Noah?
He's well.
I miss him.
He's very well. If all of this blows over by Christmas, maybe Christmas.
I'd like that.
It's been a long time.
Since we've all been together for Christmas?
Yeah.
Too long.
Yeah.
She goes to, nods her head towards Jay.
Who's not there anymore.
I know. She nods towards the place where Jay used to be. It says, Jay said that they needed to keep an eye on us, but they didn't have to hear what we were saying for whatever reason.
Yeah, they told me. She gives Noelle a hug.
Noelle hugs her back, and there's no other word for it than like one of those like cliche fan fiction moments where she lets out a breath she didn't know she was holding. Because she wanted to be hugged, but she didn't want to initiate the hug. Like, she's glad it's a hug time. So she does hug her back.
It's
melts into hug
time. Yeah.
You've been gone too long.
Could say the same to you.
I guess that's fair.
Or cruel. Both.
Both is good. You've been gone too long since I've been back. For my liking.
I'm back for now.
Did you make the best of it?
I like to think so.
What'd you find?
I found things that don't make sense.
Well,
Even to
good,
me.
because we don't have any of those. So it's good that you brought some home. Everything makes sense here, so.
Silas?
It was sarcasm, Ariadne.
I know. I'm just saying.
Oh,
I can smell Silas on you.
he came home this afternoon, or this morning, or she
Right.
gestures towards the sky of the Fey realm, like, he came home today.
Sometime. I'm glad.
Me too. Sounds like you guys had the same idea.
Apparently.
I would ask you to prove that you're you, but she kind of looks around and she's like,
The next time you tear out my fur because you're falling asleep, you will pay for every single one. It takes time to grow them.
does it? It looks like it just, she sort of like musses her hair a little bit and she's like, it just seems like it never stops growing, if you ask me.
It comes out of nowhere, but it is mine. And before long, it's going to start turning gray, and I simply do not want to rush that along.
I think it'll be a good look on you.
Maybe. Distinguished. Me. Have we met? Hi, Ariadne Reyes.
Looks can be deceiving. Maybe it's a good thing when they are sometimes. Who's to say?
Sure. Sure. That's absurd.
You're absurd.
It's hard to believe you're back.
I spent enough time thinking about this kind of thing to. I could very well be dreaming right now. I'd rather not dwell too much on it.
Yeah. Me neither.
When I'm here, I am glad I'm back, though.
Yeah, I'm glad you're back. We haven't discussed
A lot of things. Where to start?
we haven't discussed a lot of things.
You haven't exactly had time, Ari.
No, and the time that we did have, it was right before the phase, so I was not my fullest self.
Argue that you were your fullest self. That is most definitely the yep. That's the Ari I know.
Look, I'm trying to mellow down, just doing Trying.
You're doing what
Trying.
Kai you have Margot doing. Is that what it is?
She takes after me. I can't blame her.
I have noticed that on a number of levels.
But
It's
God,
almost uncanny sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't know a thing about what you were like at that age.
And she never will.
All I can say is that's a nice dream for you to dream.
You tell her anything, and I will have to take some unfortunate actions.
I am cowering in my shoes right now.
Yeah, you should be.
Because things are a little hazy in the Fae room,
sure.
but
I'm sure there are things Allison doesn't want to know.
Between you and me. I think the things that Allison doesn't want to know are things that, or that I wouldn't want Allison to know, are things that just haven't come up yet. For you, it kind of sounds like you've painted a separate picture of who you are versus who you actually are. So there's lying by omission, and there's lying by being sort of in a parallel world situation for 14 years.
I see how it is.
I stand to gain a little bit more. And I could use the leverage to raise my relationship with my goddaughter. I've missed so much time with her. I think she'd love to know just how much like her mother she is.
I think she knows. And is hoping that she is like her father at this point.
I think you are perhaps underestimating your influence. Margot, in a lot of ways, I think she wishes she were more like you. Especially since she doesn't know that she already is. Very, very much is. I don't think it's dawned on her yet that she can be both. But I'll get there.
I hope she's not.
You hope she's not what?
I hope she's not like me in every way. I wouldn't want that for her.
I would.
Done my best to avoid it as much as possible.
Ari, there's the person you think you are, and then there's the person you actually are. And if someone has to be that close to my only daughter, I would prefer it be someone with a heart like yours. You need to stop beating yourself up, especially over things you can't control.
Maybe. Maybe one day.
Maybe one day. You see? You can't beat yourself up over being a stubborn ass. You can't help that.
Oh, I see. That's how we're playing it.
That's the only way to play it. That's the way it is.
I see.
in all of my infinite psychic knowledge, am here to tell you that yes, that is what we're doing. Yes.
Mm. And when exactly were you planning on telling your daughter that you smoke now?
When she caught me in my kitchen, smoking out the window.
Oh, that
About
took her a
week and
while.
Not everyone has your nose.
No, but I'm surprised that Margot didn't say anything.
Margot wouldn't.
Neither would I, so that's fair, I suppose.
Exactly. Your daughter.
Uh-huh.
Yours. I have
And
no
then
doubt. There's what?
And then there's yours. Stubborn, paranoid, and calling mine puppy. You have domesticated my daughter.
My daughter has domesticated your daughter. Without any input, I might add, on my part. I wasn't around for this.
You started it. I'm sure you started it. I know you started it. I'm going to find
There's
out
no
how.
way I could have possibly started it. Ariadna, think about it. Think about the time period here. I was gone.
He has been following her around.
I was dead.
Margot has been following Allison around since time immemorial.
They don't know that.
At which point did the word puppy enter parlance?
Never in direct relation to Margot.
Mm-hmm.
I seem to remember that quite some time ago,
Mm-hmm.
Allison was absolutely bereft over the fact that she couldn't get a puppy. And I may have made a joke that eventually
Mm-hmm.
she would have her puppy. She would just have to wait.
I see.
Was I wrong?
Well, here's the thing, though, right? Now we get to my domesticated daughter.
I didn't make...
Who is not a puppy. And yet is responding.
Isn't she?
As one.
But isn't she, though?
She's not a puppy. She's a wild animal.
She's your pup, is she not?
There's a difference between a puppy and my pup.
Ari, that's semantics. It's semantics. I don't think there's a difference. And it was Margot's choice to accept it, really. And I didn't put the name in Allison's head, but I also didn't force Margot to answer to it. I actually didn't think she would. If she, that is one way you're not alike. I don't think you ever let me call you puppy.
Absolutely not. The indignity of it all.
I can see you shuddering from over here.
Oh, God. Puppy?
Your daughter seems to like it, is the problem. Just because you don't understand it doesn't mean it's not valid, Ari.
This is not the way of wolves.
Is it a little disrespectful? Yes, I think so. Probably. Yeah. I think the look on your face tells me that maybe it is. But kids have their slang. There are worse things. She could.
So it's okay. So we're okay with if we're okay with puppy, what about seer for you?
Oh.
Do you prefer what if I planted the idea of seer
No. First of all, that's not a nickname. It's just a nonsense word made up by literature enthusiasts who don't know anything about visionaries. But second, it's not as though I said, hey, Allison, one day you will have a puppy and you can call it Fluffy or something like that. That would be derogatory. Though Margot is exceptionally fluffy for a lichen. I'm sorry. I just had to see your reaction. I'm so sorry.
She's not fluffy.
Don't pout, Ari.
She has a thick coat.
She does. Yes, she does.
She hates grooming.
That doesn't surprise me.
I've tried.
So have I. Listen, if Allison, at least she knows not to try and interact during the moon. I mean, had things gone differently, it seems like she's gone to the safe room. Like she's not trying to brush your daughter or anything like that, so.
Not yet. Give her time. It's bad enough that during camp she was caught outside and all of that.
I think
I don't want her hurt. That one's important.
That is important. And I don't know how many lichens I have to tell that there's no danger of that happening, but I'm always willing to say it one more time. You don't have to worry about that. I think anything that was going to happen between the two of them has already happened, especially considering they've spent more time together than even we knew about. It's strange.
So.
I'd like to think if someone wiped my memories, I would find my way back to you as well.
What I found.
Mm-hmm.
There are time points that have been erased or removed or messed with in some way.
Specific points.
Specific points in their lives. I don't know what they were doing at those times, but specific points. But from what I understand, those points mean that they don't know the bits in between. It's almost like those points connect with everything in between.
Like a ripple effect.
I guess.
Or
like
a line.
Yeah, or a thread or something. They don't remember. It's like you don't remember learning how to tie your shoelaces, so you don't remember shoelaces exist.
Oh. That's... And she's sort of like drawing invisibly in the air. She's like, it's almost like the branches of a tree.
Yeah.
They're all coming up from a common root, but if you cut off a branch, all of the leaves after it fall to the ground as well.
Or
Never
grow a different way.
That is remarkably intricate and remarkably fucked up.
Yeah. It is. I think it might. I think it might be to do with Allison's visions, maybe.
The erasure or branches or which
Take
part?
away a vision. So she doesn't remember what happened.
That's not what my sister was doing. Or wait a minute. Hey, Shawnee.
Yeah.
What does Noelle know about the way that Jazz had control over Allison? Because she would only know what Renlin told her, I guess.
The control that Jazz had was not over Allison directly. She used Juan.
I know, but how much of that does Renlin know? Or how much of that does Noelle by proxy know, I guess?
Noelle knows for sure that Jazz read minds.
Mm-hmm.
So if Jazz knew for a fact, because she had asked, or whatever, asked Allison to look specifically, if there were points in time where Jazz said, okay, look, she knows for a fact when Allison is having a vision, she could then ask someone to not necessarily either remove the memory of it or not think about it, not remember it, that kind of thing.
Well, let me go back a little bit. What I'm asking you is, I know this is the player who's been here for 3 seasons.
What does Noelle know?
What does Noelle know about this, like, series of events?
Ren would have known that there were inconsistencies in Allison's behavior. Ren would have been able to hypothesize based on that, and based on the idea that she knew Juan was a vampire, that some manipulation was going on there. That said, Ren would also know, and would have raised with Noelle, in fact, the fact that when Juan died, Allison got certain memories back. Certain memories were returned to her, but not all of them.
So from that, it's reasonable to extrapolate that Noelle, knowing her sister and knowing the circumstances, would have been able to confidently say what I was about to say, which was like, I mean, that's not what my sister was doing to her. Like,
yeah. The memories that Allison doesn't remember are the same as the ones that Margot doesn't remember.
Right. Everything that came after that was Juan.
Mm-hmm.
Right. That's not what my sister was doing to Ali while she was pretending to be me. But all that tells me is that we have to cut off the head of the right vampire in order to get them their memories back. And I don't think that's all we're dealing with.
I don't think so either.
Silas found something interesting in Egypt.
In Egypt?
He was in Egypt. Doing something similar to what you were doing, I think.
Okay. Well.
You are... You're going to want to sit down for this. You're not going to believe me otherwise. And she sort of takes a seat. She says, so he went to a pyramid, found some ancient writings that he'd seen in the ocean before. only in the ocean prior to now.
Mhm.
We checked with the Selkie, and it's an
Caramel.
ancient language for sure. Caramel.
Yeah.
It's an ancient language. Also, she's royalty. We'll talk about that later. Silas bowed when he met her. Anyhow, so he spent all of this time translating these words that he found, a specific set of them. He came home to explain them to me, and then he showed me the translation. It's quite literally the first verse of Greatest Love of All from Whitney Houston.
I believe the children are future.
That's teach them well and help them. He said it with such reverence.
Wait.
He said, wait. He said, they said something about teaching the children the future and helping them to lead the way, and then showing them about the pride that they have inside. But they said it again, and it seems like a past. And I just,
But it was lyrics.
they were lyrics.
They were lyrics?
They were literally lyrics. They were the Whitney Houston lyrics.
Who puts lyrics in it?
Someone very old and very petty. Someone with something to prove. I don't know.
Who would do this?
I was thinking that maybe we could ask your grandmother. She might be the only person. I'm not saying she's that old. I'm saying that
Grandma.
I'm saying that Luna might have books that could tell us who could be that old and still kicking around. Carmel says it wasn't someone from the sea. I'm actually not sure how we tie this back to memories, but this is what Silas was doing. He says it's related. I believe him, but I do also believe that we've been either baited or taunted or something. It doesn't feel accidental.
No, it's definitely a taunt.
Teach them
It's
well
a
and
taunt.
help them lead the way.
But we didn't do that, did we?
No, that's what I said.
And they know that.
I said they're making fun of us. They're making fun of us for how we've handled this whole thing. It doesn't go past it doesn't go past the fourth line either. So I know it's just them commenting on our parenting style and possibly also the fact that the kids have this thing that we don't understand that happens when they're together.
Easier for what?
Give them a sense of pride to make it easier for them to take over the world, I guess. I don't know.
Have you seen that? Is that something that you have seen? You wouldn't be able to tell me.
I couldn't tell you if I did know that.
That's...
World domination is a bit out of my purview. I
think world domination should be a bit out of everyone's purview, shouldn't it?
I don't think that KF seems to feel that way. My thought was that they possibly wanted to use the kids and whatever it is that they have together as some kind of a catalyst or weapon for their make everyone super or unsuper or have abilities or not have abilities, whatever their political vendetta it seems to be.
Or what if... Well, we failed to do that, didn't we?
We didn't fail at anything. Not yet, anyway.
We didn't teach them well. We haven't let them lead.
We've tried letting them lead. But I think the teaching them well part is a precursor to the letting them lead the way. If this is, listen, I don't think that these are instructions. I think it was.
No, but there. What happens? What if they were? What if that was a good outcome? And what do we do? What do we have now?
I believe the children are our future. Teach them well, help them, let them lead the way, show them all the beauty they possess inside. I mean,
do they have a sense of pride? So now it's harder, right? Is it?
I don't know if they lack pride. I just don't know if the pride is in the thing that we'd want it to be. You think they're instructions. Ari, why would they be giving us instructions?
I don't know. And especially, why would they be giving instructions now?
It's not a Saw movie. I don't know. Like,
I guess know.
They could be, but
probably not. They're probably not.
It doesn't. By all accounts, it doesn't make sense. But also, neither does Whitney Houston lyrics written in an ancient language inside of a pyramid, an ancient oceanic language inside a pyramid in Egypt.
So, someone who
maybe they're telling us they're experimenting on kids. Somebody who what?
Worked in a pyramid?
Worked in a pyramid. An archaeologist? Paleontologist? Archaeologist. Right.
No. Worked in one or on one. Built them.
Someone who's thousands of years old at this point.
Maybe. Sidebar. Actually, they weren't slaves. They're all actually very well paid artisans. Yeah,
did I say
historically. No, it's in the comments.
Oh.
Historically speaking, they were actually very well paid artisans. That's why the pyramids have lasted the test of time of thousands of years, is because they were very well built.
What about Prince of Egypt?
Prince of Egypt is not necessarily historically accurate as an animated film. However, there were
helped build the pyramids.
Slave labor helped build the pyramids, but the people who worked on them, when they got close, the laborers would be toiling to bring the blocks. Yes.
Right.
They would not be building and fitting them together in the way that they have been fit, because they are so well done.
Artisans worked on the actual pyramid building part, but the slaves brought the blocks.
They brought the stone. Yeah, they did that work.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was talking about the people who worked on the pyramid as opposed to worked to build, transport materials.
So we're looking for someone approximately 5,000 years old.
Surely that can't be too hard.
If
I'm worried about gray hair.
You would think it would narrow it down, but here we are.
We think
thinking. What?
What?
What did you say?
You would see that.
Oh, you would see that. I thought you said Pat, as though we know one person, and his name is Patrick, and he is this person.
No.
Look, it's been a long day.
It has. For everyone.
Where did you start your day this morning?
You don't need to know.
Well, now I want to.
No,
okay. Your son, Noah.
Mm-hmm. He has a little dog.
Does he?
He got me to go to a dog park. Are you okay? Happy?
I'm sorry, I didn't quite catch that. Could you say it one more time? Just this time, just so that I can. Wait, my memory isn't what it used to be. I just need to hear it one more time.
Noah got me to go to a dog park.
And how was that for you?
I don't want to talk about it.
Surely your son saw the irony. For a solid 5 minutes, I think Noelle just like has her mouth covered, and she keeps looking over at Ari and starting laughing again, so she has to look away, cover her mouth.
I learned something else. It's very serious.
From the dog? The dog that your son had? What kind of dog is it? Ari, I need to know what kind of dog
You
it
don't
is.
need to know what kind of dog it is. You just
No.
don't.
Did you
Nobody
get him
needs-
the dog? Did you get him a dog?
No, he found the damn thing.
And his aunt let him keep it.
Yeah.
Is it small?
Yes. My son has a small dog.
Did you hold it? I'm sorry. Have I told you lately how much I missed you?
Why are my children so domesticated?
In your son's defense, I don't have an end to the sentence. I just want to defend him. What was the other serious thing that you found, Ari? Please tell me. Share.
It was nearby.
The dog park.
The first information, for God's sake, ignore the park, was loud and annoying.
Okay. I'm with you. I'm here.
I wrote it down.
Can you show me?
She hands it over. Her handwriting is horrific. Her handwriting is aged between 5 and 8.
Yeah, it makes sense.
She can write coherently, but it takes her time to write. Like, it just takes her time to write.
And this is... So you wrote this while you were walking. Okay.
Oh.
What?
No, nothing.
No,
No, I thought you were mocking me. No, nothing.
I'm not mocking you. Just, I know the difference. I can read it.
Mhm.
It's fine.
Mm-hmm. What
Hey,
it says.
what does it say?
It says, it starts when the bell tolls and ends in silence and darkness.
Starts when the bell tolls and ends in silence and darkness. These aren't song lyrics, are they?
I don't think so.
God, I hope not.
Me too.
And where did you find this?
Same book that I learned about the way memories get tampered with.
It starts when the bell tolls, ends in silence and darkness. More riddles. Starts when the bell. What starts when the bell tolls? The day, school, most things really. Bells tolling are
Mealtime.
mealtime. Bells tolling are a pretty good indicator of starting of a lot of things.
Yeah. I don't know what it means, but it was in the book.
It's
No, I thought it was relevant, so I wrote it down.
He was helping you research.
He was helping me research.
That's sweet.
He's worried about his sister.
He's a good kid.
He's a good kid.
They both are.
Yeah, they are.
He raised good kids, Ari.
I did my best.
You call them domesticated all you want to. He raised good kids.
I raised humans.
You did not. Margot is very much a lichen.
Maybe.
You gave her the childhood that you deserve to have, too.
Maybe one day she'll be okay with that.
When she understands, she'll thank you for it. It's going to take her a while to understand, but she's got a head as hard as yours, so that doesn't surprise me.
Hey.
Hey.
Careful. Careful with that.
Or what?
You don't know.
I do, in fact. It's my job to know, but sure. Sure, Ari. I don't know.
There's the slightest growl. Very, very slight.
There's the slightest laugh. And then just no, I'll go.
Have you and Silas talked about you hunting?
Not yet. We haven't talked about anything beyond what's happened this week yet.
Right.
He just got home.
Oh.
Have you talked to Henry about it?
About you hunting?
About what that might look like?
No.
You planning to? Presuming all of this blows over eventually.
I never stopped.
I know. You've been alone all this time, though.
Some of it. With Henry, some of it. But not a lot at all.
They teach us to hunt in pairs for a reason, you know.
It didn't seem to matter when I encouraged my hunting partner to go somewhere that got her killed. So
when you encouraged your hunting partner and best friend to spend time with her sister in a way she desperately wanted to, despite the fact that you protested because you didn't trust her. And that visionary did what she wanted anyhow, because she trusted her sister. If you're going to retell the story, you can at least do yourself the benefit of telling the truth.
I don't think you should hunt.
Ariadna, what do you mean by that?
I think you should stay home.
Why would I do that?
You were gone so long. Your daughter needs you.
And what about you?
What about me?
Doesn't your daughter need you? Haven't you
She's
been
used to
gone
this
for a
way.
long time, too?
She's used to this way. And she has her father.
Should she be used to this way?
Noelle, we're talking about you.
We're talking about both of us. And when it comes to hunting and the way that we parent our children, one has never gone without the other since the day they were born. So we're talking about both of us.
I can't lose you again.
And you won't.
How do you know?
Well, first of all, I'm fresh out of twin sisters, so...
It's not funny.
But you're laughing.
I'm grimacing.
The risk of something happening to me doesn't diminish if I'm at home. Not for a visionary. You know that.
If you're
going to be viciously overprotective, the least you can do is let me have some fun while you're doing it.
If you're at home, Silas will stay home. If you're at home, Allie won't travel. She will stay home.
Is that what you want for their lives? For your daughter's life now? What do you think's going to happen to Margot if Allie doesn't travel?
Then they're all safe.
Then they're all in the same place. And if someone saw fit to go there and have something happen, God forbid, the only person missing would be you.
Well, it is easier to protect you if you are in one place.
Who's protecting you?
I don't need protection.
Okay, sure.
I've never needed protection. You, on the other hand.
You do need protection. You need protection from your own hard head to start with.
The best way to protect you is to make sure nothing can get to you. If nothing can get to you, then everything is fine.
You can't keep things from getting to me.
It's my job to make sure they don't. And I already failed it once, so...
You didn't fail. You weren't there.
And I should have been.
No, you shouldn't have.
Margot shouldn't have needed to jump off a cliff because I should have been there.
Ari, what happened to me that night was not your fault.
What happened to you that night should not have happened.
You can't control
it is my entire family line's job to keep you safe. And I fucked it up.
From outside sources, Ariadna, you can't possibly have anticipated source.
No, but it's my job to anticipate what your safety needs are.
If you're safe, if your job is to protect the Finleys, How could you have possibly known that you needed to protect them from themselves? She was supposed to be the only person I was safe around other than you. That is why I trusted her. That is why I said that you didn't need to follow us. My sister betrayed me.
And the responsibility for that still falls.
It does
on
not.
me.
If anything,
Allison didn't have her mother.
if we want to talk about responsibilities, Ari, I would much rather you'd have let her have her godmother than drown yourself in guilt for all those years. Mourning me. I'm sorry, but it's true. I can't help thinking that things would have been different. That she might have been different.
I tried to keep her safe.
You left her there. With my sister, who you knew wasn't me. Even knowing what she did. You broke your promise.
I'm sorry.
I know. And I forgive you. And I understand. Because there's so much that I have to be sorry about too, but we can't change what happened then.
Every time she tried to run, I was there.
I'd hoped and prayed that you would be.
I was there.
That somebody would be. Just to make sure she didn't get too lost. Not be able to find her way back. Get caught out in the rain.
Never.
I'm grateful. Don't get me wrong.
And that's what I don't understand. Or some of the memories in there. They saw each other.
When?
I put her in the safe room. I'd just bring her home, put her in the safe room, take her back in the morning. Even if she didn't see her, Margot would have smelled her leave.
I saw the blanket at the cabin.
I took her back because I thought better to learn from someone of your own.
All right, I get it. And it doesn't matter now. I know you didn't. I know it's not because you didn't care. And I know you were looking out for her. I shouldn't have said it like that. I'm sorry.
You were right, though.
You're only saying that because it lets you beat yourself up more.
I could have taken my entire family and moved to France.
But you didn't.
But I
You
didn't.
stayed.
Yeah.
For Allie.
Stayed. I could have taken all 3 of them and
No, you couldn't have. You know that Noah would not have been safe. I know you still question whether or not you should have separated them, but it does seem like it was the only way. I know it's complicated, but there's no rule book on stuff like this. You did the best you could with the information you had, which is more reasonable than I ever knew you to be when we were younger, so proud of you.
step up. I'm attacking my own mother, huh?
We remember that day very differently.
Probably.
Undoubtedly.
I will find those memories. I will put them back.
Ari, we're going to find them together. We're going to do right by our children together. And then, if and when I make a decision on whether or not to go back to hunting, I can't think of anyone else I'd want to be my partner. I don't need your permission, but it'd be better to have you with me.
I wouldn't let it be anyone else.
I was counting on that. Come on. And she's going to stand up and reach for Ari's hand. Not that Ari needs help getting up at all, but she'll do it anyway.
Mm-hmm. And Ari will take that hand and pull her into a hug again.
Yeah. Noelle will, forehead to shoulder, just like hug her. Sniffle.
Sniffle.
God damn.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that was quite a chat.
Quite the discussion. I'm assuming that they head back.
Yeah, I think
Mm.
that's a good spot.
Yeah. Before we finish, Jay heads back to Rafe's house.
How was the po' boy?
Excellent.
Meow, meow.
It was excellent.